Welcome back, everybody. Okay, we're still in our session on imagination. So a little while ago, I did a painting that was sort of a hybrid of real-world observation using some memories, some pure invention, some photo reference of actual scenes, all sort of a hybrid knitted together to make an entirely new image. Again, I keep saying this, but it's not the only way to go. It's just something I hope you can try out or consider because it just expands your the possibilities for the kind of paintings that you might be able to do. And there's just a whole world of things out there. I think we've become a little, some of us, I have, especially when I started out thinking I had to wander the world with a camera and take pictures of exactly what I was going to paint. And all this entire session is dedicated to is the idea that that's okay, it's a starting point, but it's definitely not the finish line. There's a much wider spectrum from which you can draw colors of inspiration. So along those lines, now I want to do another image for you, but this one has 0 reference images. That is to say, there's nothing in here I've seen in the real world. These are just memories, inventions, ideas, etc. I have done sketches and drawings and paintings like this for as long as I can remember, since I was a kid. I think the reason I wanted to do one for you as part of this lesson is, again, not that I'm offering this up as a recipe or a solution for you, just an option, something to think about. For me, just on a very personal note, doing images like this, not so subtly, but very clearly remind me of why I like to draw, paint, make art in the first place. And just because it's great fun. It's great fun, and it's a great way to explore how we think of ourselves and how we think of our place in the world, and just how we like to express ourselves best. So yeah, what I've got here is just a fanciful composition of elements of the real world, some architectural fragments. There's a small boat here I might work in the foreground. There's a set of stairs. There's obviously some representation of the natural world, sky, clouds, water, trees, rocks, all that sort of thing, all colliding and sort of kind of a mess, the technical term. But I love to do these things. I'll sit at home at night or on airplanes or wherever I am, and I've done this my whole life, and just sit there and make up imaginary cities or landscapes or anything. It's just great fun. But aside from being fun, it's useful, because these are personal, not in the sense that they're secretive. They're just personal explorations of things that you may be able to use in other somewhat more serious paintings. And you never know. Some of these purely imaginative works turn out pretty, reveal certain amazing things about your own perceptions and the way you like to piece compositional elements of your work together in ways that you might not expect. That's what they do for me. They reveal more than they just show or tell. They begin to get me to ask questions about my own creative process, what I'm interested in, what maybe I'm not as interested in at any given time. So they're helpful. They give me ways of experimenting with compositions, with colors I might not normally use. They're very liberating. I do a lot of these kinds of paintings. I don't ever really expect to sell them or exhibit them, but once in a while, one of them will some of them will come out to be surprisingly successful paintings that I would sell or exhibit. But even so, they're very useful. It's like my own little schoolroom. So here, I really just start out always in my sketchbook and I start doodling. I'm not entirely even sure sometimes where these elements, these ideas come from. But here what I have is sort of an island, a tiny island floating in a body of water. There's a boat, as I say, and then there's a set of steps that lead up through some fragmented archways, bits of architecture into a doorway, perhaps a little balcony or something sticking off the end of this island, outcroppings of rock, trees, etc. I hope a dramatic sky behind. Anyway, just great fun. So I wanted to do one of these live just as sort of a peek behind the curtain into how I explore my creativity. And it's, again, not a recipe for yours, but if you'd like to try one of these on and just have fun and suspend judgment, then I really do recommend it. Okay, so I doodled this a little while ago, and then I add to it, take away, and see what I end up with. What I've got, of course, is a vertical composition, so I'm trying to set up a connection between earth and heaven and earth, really, or in this case, water and sky. So I'm trying then to find some creative ways of making this connection, which is a recurring theme in a lot of my work, even quite realistic or grounded work. But the sense of connection is always there in my work, and I just try to find different ways to make that happen. So this tells me that I'm going to want a path of light reading up through the painting, from the water, up the set of stairs, through these architectural elements, arches and whatnot, vanishing inside this little doorway into some sort of cave or something, and then coming out again and connecting to light in the sky. So this will be a complicated but visually connected series of lights that will jump from here to here to here, 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 and then out of the top. All of this will tell the viewer, without words, subtly, that the sky connects to the natural world, the natural world connects to the man-made world, and then at some point everything dissolves into water. So I don't mean this to be that profound in any way. I guess what I was thinking was ways in which that we are all connected. Everything we do is connected. Each one of us is connected to the other in ways we can see and in ways we can't. So this isn't intended as a serious allegorical painting or anything, but it's just sort of a playful experiment in my ideas of connectiveness.